Let me walk you through my sketchbook. This is Italy, when I went with a friend to Bari, and then these are lavender fields back home in London. This is the field where I walk the dog all the time. Then I went to pick up the kids in a campsite, and it was quite dark, gloomy, grayish clouds above, and there was almost like a glow at the very back, so I was using white gouache for that. I was sitting on a portable chair. Then, just sitting in the exact same chair, I looked around and I saw these really nice quirky trees and the colors around them, with the field, with the various bushes. So it was just nice, and I wanted to capture that. This is on another gloomy day, same place, with a lake and some of the flowers in the foreground. You can see that I added the texture of the flowers, just dabbing it on. It's really easy, fast. These are, I'm talking about 10 minutes at most, usually less than that. This is very simple as well as this. This is even more simple because I was working standing, so I didn't even sit down. I just looked up, holding my sketchbook, holding just a very few colors that I brought with me, and I started doing that. And then I decided, okay, let's simplify it even more. I just want to capture the main colors there. So as you see, a sketchbook doesn't need to be elaborate. It's there to capture your ideas. This is London's St. James Park, with weeping willows being reflected. That was the main part that I wanted to capture. And then, sitting on the exact same bench, I looked up to the right hand side, and there was a sunlit tree, the very top of a huge tree, and it was a riot of colors, and I just wanted to get that down, just jot it down. Same St. James Park, a little bit further away, same lake, everything, the water totally still, and I really liked that symmetry, that is like a horizontal symmetry of the park and the lake. This is Aachen. I was just having coffee with my daughter, and I looked up. And then this is back in Hungary, at Lake Balaton. I went up on one of these mountains that are all, it's a wine growing region, and it's very similar to, if you like Tuscany, well, the northern part of Lake Balaton is very similar to that. In fact, I prefer this place because it's less touristy. So I climbed up one of these hills, and I looking down towards the lake, and I was just capturing some of the patterns and color schemes. Up front, this is the foreground, and then the midground is the bottom of the hill, and then I just let it all wash out towards the lake. Yeah, I love my poplars. I love the poplars there, and you see these lighter green patterns. I use my usual white gouache, just a single one tube of white gouache, to create this light green. I really like I love trees in general, but poplars are particular because in the summer, even just the most gentle breeze will make them like shimmer, and it looks like silver because the bottom side of the leaves is silvery. And depending on how the sun hits it, where it comes from, it is just a beautiful, beautiful range of colors. This is the lake itself. I'm waiting for my family to come out of the water. It's quite late. You can see it's like the sun has set. It turned the sky orange. People are still there. And when you are working on patterns like people, they move around, so you need to just glance up. It's a really good exercise in practicing noticing, almost photographing things with your eyes, and then looking down and just with a couple of one or two brush strokes trying to capture that, because next time you look up it's going to be something different. Then of course, if you have a particular, just a section of an architecture or a town, you can have fun discovering that and painting that. Like here, I was basically just waiting for my family to come around and just passing the time. This is the same lake, and this is the same hilly area, late afternoon going into evening and sunset. I had to do a bit of a hike to go up there. It's a really nice place. So sorry about the train nearby. So it's a really good place, and once you have a place, a favorite place, then it's good to go up there at different times of the day, different times of the year, and just capture that. The Impressionists did a lot of that. They went up again and again. And of course, as you walk past anything, or if you go through a city, it's a good idea to just sit down and do a bit of a pattern scribble. You don't need to do exact studies, sketches. This is again like a 10-minute or less, very quick little study. I think this was probably 3 minutes, more than 10. So, I mean, less than 10. Then I'm back in Petswood, and this is what happens when I have all the time in the universe to sit down on a tree stump and paint. And I was even drawing some of these trees, and I, just discovering what happens when you have a light background and a darker tree trunk in front of it, and what sort of a darker backgrounds will make the lighter tree trunks stand out, and of course all the leaves at the bottom. And I think this is the last one. Just a very quick study of a field. You can see the size of the brush I was working with as it was drying. This is what happens with a dry brush sweeping across a previous wet wash, and just very quickly capturing the main colors, the main patches of color, and the main relationships of color that I see. What I'm doing here is basically editing out. I'm fully, I haven't cracked yet. I'm fully aware that the sky was not really pink, and the field was not really yellow, and the trees were not really orange or red. But what I was doing, I was editing out the obvious bits, because the trees and the grass is green, and that the sky is blue. I was mostly using the extracurricular colors that I noticed there. So that's it. I have a few more pages to go, and I hope you enjoyed it. Go out and do something yourself. Just grab a couple of colors, sit down, or maybe just perch next to a balustrade and paint. Enjoy.